landscape. This is not daytime, it's the middle of the night, and the landscape is illuminated only by the moon. See the stars? But what we can't do, including on for today, is capture both at once in the same picture. The problem here is that the moon is blown out and the marine headlands at the bottom are just a silhouette. The dynamic range, the difference in brightness between a full moon and a moonlit, that's 19 doublings, about 500,000 times brighter, way beyond the range of any consumer camera, even an SLR. So, is this scene forever impossible with a cell phone? Remember what I said at the beginning about software-defined camera? To making its cameras better with software updates. So stay tuned on this one. To sum up, 4 new computational photography features. Live HDR Plus with dual exposure controls, learning-based white balancing, wider range, and night sight with astrophotography. Oh, and remember, you can use night sight for many things besides stars. Many things. So go out there and be creative with Pixel 4. Now, it's my honor to introduce one of my favorite artists, who has spent her career creating some of the most memorable photographs of the last 50 years. 12 months ago, we gave her a Pixel, and she's to build a new collection of portraits. She also gives us suggestions and candid feedback, which we've taken to heart in the tuning of the Pixel 4 camera. So please welcome my friend, Annie Leibovitz, along with our own Lily Lin.
Thank you, Mark. Hi, Annie.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark.
Today.
Thank you, Mark.
Yes.
This is an extraordinary opportunity that Google gave, and I've always been interested in the camera phone and what it could do and what its potential was. And Google came to me and said, "We'd like to support you in some sort of artistic endeavor." And we thought of this. It's obvious what's interesting about a camera phone. I mean, it's is you can carry it in your pocket, for example. But go ahead. That's all right.
No, it's great. I know that you've been using the camera for over a year now to shoot a collection of photos. We're seeing the behind the scenes here. Can you tell us more about the project?
Well, we started really with the Pixel 3, and I was very suspicious and very careful with it, and it really became an exercise in light and content, and then when the Pixel 4 came along, I was kind of very impressed about how I relaxed with it and just glided with it and used it and really just enjoyed taking pictures. I'm really towards the end of, we're going to be doing more work, but towards the end of the work that we were doing, I felt like I was just beginning to sort of get it. And I just let the camera do the work, quite honestly, and really enjoyed myself. But the project, the people.
Nora and Chase and Idris.
Nora and Chase, Idris. Oh, it's incredible. The people made the project. We really turned to people who care and people who matter and people across the board, and every single person that we photographed is doing something that they care about what they're doing, and they represent great parts of us who are getting on with.
Makers, I think, is what I've heard you call them, true change makers around the country. So you've been traveling, speaking of country, traveling across the country, shooting these amazing subjects.
When Google first came to me, they sort of totally seduced me by saying, "Would you like to drive across the country?" Going back to people. So, I don't know if you see what I did was I decided to take 2 photographs to create a portrait, and because it's hard to say what you want to say about a person, especially these extraordinary people. A diptych and took two photographs. For example, with Sarah Zorn from the Citadel, there's a photograph of her. Almost on graduation day in her uniform, but next to her is a photograph of the boots she wore every single day. So,
well, so I have to ask, I'm so curious, because you have access to the world's best camera equipment. So how is it different with this project, just having what you have in your pocket now? What was that experience like?
I've been using it for a while, and the whole idea was, can you use it to go out and do work as a photographer? And I was dying for this opportunity, to be given this opportunity by Google to sort of develop, the camera phone for how to use it in. And as I said before, it was a little bit of a rough start, and then I just relaxed, and I really totally enjoyed myself. One of the last shoots with Meg, the soccer player, it really felt like we were just floating. I mean, she was really, anyway, she was just a beautiful muse, and I took these photographs that I wasn't really thinking about the camera or thinking, just really composing, and the light was beautiful. She had that red shock of hair, and
it's great.
It was great.
That's great. Well, so before we go, since I have you, I have to ask, what pro tips do you have for all of us here who want to take beautiful images like this with the phone in your pocket?
Oh, it's all inside you. I mean, you just go out and you do it. It's all there. I think what's great about it. Use this camera, and I mean, we all are using this camera, and it's a brand new language, and if you want to do something more specific, then then you may fall into another category, and you're a photographer, but for everyone to use.
The democratization of photography is what I've heard you call it. So
I think it's great.
Thank you so much, and thank you. I wish we had more time, but I know you, as well as Nor, Chase, Idris, are going to be sticking around. So thank you for that. Thanks for joining us on stage. And guys, Annie Leibovitz.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Annie. It's an amazing project. We're all huge fans. That was awesome. Well, as you've seen today, our vision for ambient computing is to create a single, consistent experience across your home, your work, and on the go. It's available anywhere you want it, whenever you need it. With the introduction of Pixel Buds, Pixelbook Go, Nest Mini, Nest Wi-Fi, we're taking a big step towards this vision, with much more to come. Now, we couldn't get to all the product experiences today, so if you're here with us in New York, there'll be a lot more product details to see upstairs in person. And for those on the live stream, please go to the Google Store online, see a lot more. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Hey Google, turn it up.